Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Friday. It's Daryl here. It's bright and freaking early, man. It's about almost 6 a.m. here in Connecticut on the East Coast. As you can tell, I'm having a busy morning already. I actually got a burst of Christmas spirit while I was working out this morning, and I'm sitting in front of Walmart waiting for it to open. It's going to open in about 10 minutes. So I figured I'd do a video for you guys, and I want to talk about the CEO of the healthcare that got whacked the other day, and I want to talk a little bit about that. Why I really had a hard time finding any pity for him. A part of me, I mean, violence never solves anything, but a part of me almost, I don't want to say was cheerful, but I really didn't care. I had no pity or remorse for him. And I want to share one of my experiences with an insurance company with you guys. And it's just, this is the reason for why people don't particularly care for insurance companies. Okay, so you guys heard about, I'm sure you guys have seen this unbelievable guy, camera shot of this CEO getting whacked with a silencer. This guy coming up behind him in New York City, which, by the way, is only about an hour away from where I'm sitting right here. And, I've had a lot of injuries throughout my life. I've broken bones, stitches. I've been back when I was using, I got in numerous fights and brawls and riots. My face bones broke. But I've had a hip replacement. I've had 2 back surgeries. And I want to talk about this. I posted on Facebook yesterday. I posted that I feel ambivalent about this guy getting, I don't want to cheer it on, but I really don't feel all that much pity for him. And the news was that it said that he makes 48 million. I'm not sure if it said he makes 48 million a year or if he's worth 48 million. And here's the thing. I think we all, there's so many people, the wealthy sector of our country, we've gotten so used to saying millionaire and billionaire that I don't think we don't really understand the quantity of the number, like a million or a billion. I did this like with Elon Musk the other day. He's worth $330 billion. Write that out. That's 330 and what, I think it's 9 zeros or 12 zeros. It's a ridiculously a huge amount of money. Okay, this is what happened to me. I was driving a truck. I was a Teamster truck driver, Hoboken Wood Floors in New Jersey. I don't think they're in business anymore, rightfully so. And I did a lot of heavy lifting every day. I didn't have any forklift or anything like that. I didn't have any kind of protection for my back, no belts or anything like that. They didn't provide any of that for us. So this is back in 1997, 1998. And I would lift, I'd have whole pallets of hardwood flooring. They were about 100 pounds each bundle, we call them. And I'd carry about 2 bundles in on each trip. And I'd do hundreds of trips into the big houses, the mansions here in Connecticut. I'd park my truck out in front, my flatbed truck, and I'd carry the hardwood flooring off the back of the truck into the house under construction. And I didn't know a lot about back injury. All right, so I started getting an incredible pain down my leg, from my waist down my leg. And it just got to the point where I could barely function. This had happened to other workers over and over again. I saw other workers at the flooring company be injured and go in for back surgery, but I didn't pay a whole lot of attention to it. So I really didn't understand a lot about it. So I told them, I got back pain. So they sent me to the company doctor who told me this. Now I know that it was a problem with my disc. The disc was either ruptured or slipping or whatever, and it was pressing against the nerve. I know that now, but back then I didn't. And the company doctor actually freaking told me this. He said, it's just a back spasm. It's a muscle strain. He lied to me right there. And they sent me back to work, all right, on like a little lighter duty where I just lift like 80 pounds a day or 80 pounds at a time. Needless to say, I injured my back much worse over the coming weeks because that doctor sent me, he knew that there was a serious problem with my disc and my nerves in my back, but he lied to me, swear to God, and told me it was a back spasm or muscle spasms or muscle strain, which is false. I got drop foot. And when I did go finally to see the doctor, I couldn't feel my left leg. I couldn't move my toes. And when the doctor saw this, he freaked out. He he scheduled me for surgery like in a couple days. You know, it was very serious. I was getting paralyzed. What had happened is the disc actually ruptured. I remember after they sent me back to work, one day I picked up this, I had to carry in like an 800-pound roll of linoleum, like rolled flooring, you know, and I take one end and move it, then the other end and move it, and I finally got it in the house. And after that, I think that's when this happened. I got a ruptured disc, and the disc, a piece of the disc, the doctor told me this. He said it was the biggest honking piece of disc he ever took out. And so he scheduled me, and I had a back surgery. I ended up going back to work, and I had to have a second surgery. And now I have permanent, I can't feel my left leg. I can't feel, I don't usually talk about this, but it goes right up the middle, right up my backside, in between my butt cheeks, right smack up the middle, right around the front, right around my unit, my junk. I cannot feel half my junk. It works and everything, but I cannot feel half my penis or my testicles. I can't feel one testicle on one side, and I can't feel all the way back down my leg. And this was the result, and it was due to the insurance companies. The insurance companies tried to deny me, and luckily I got a lawyer at the last minute. You know, I didn't know anything about this stuff, and you know, they took like a month to get me the workers' comp and all that stuff, and I was starving. I couldn't pay my rent, and then they said, Daryl, we're going to handle your claim without prejudice. And I was like, oh, that's, you know, it sounds great. You know, they're not going to be prejudiced against me. Okay, cool. So when am I going to get my money? You know, and I didn't realize that means, you know, they're denying my case, and without prejudice means that in the future it might be able to be opened again. But I had no idea about any of this. So at the last minute, I got a lawyer, and luckily, my lawyer was able to, you know, to force them to pay me and to cover these expenses. But it took so much. You know, insurance companies are evil. And this guy, if you saw this shooter in New York City on the shell casings, what did he have written on it? It had deny, depose, and there was one other D. I can't remember what it was, you guys. I'm sure you know. And that's the insurance company policy. Automatically deny a case, deny people the case, question them. That's depose, and I forgot what the third D was. But you know, they're in the business of denying people what is owed to them. You know, and this happens over and over again through the country. And look at this guy is you know, I end up not being able to feel half my body, you know, half my manhood. I can't feel. And you know, I barely eke out a living on what I retired with. And this guy is worth $48 million, you know, strutting down the street in his designer freaking jacket. Yeah, I don't have too much pity for CEOs of insurance companies or insurance companies in general. That's my story. I'll be back later with another video. I got to go in. Walmart's open. Have a good Friday.